What is going on, all my beautiful viewers? Hello, and today we're going to do something I haven't done in a while, and that is we are going to be going through the comment section to once again answer more Overlord questions for an Overlord Q&A. I'm actually really excited to be making this one today because my last few videos have all been like super heavily edited. It's been a ton of work to make those videos, so it's nice to be able to make a much more casual video every now and then, which is what I view the Overlord Q&As. So if this is your first time tuning in for one of these, what I do is I basically just go through the comments section, I look for good questions about Overlord, of which there are usually tons, and I try to make a video out of it and pick out the ones that I think are going to be fun for a video like this. I find it super fun to do this just because it allows me to just casually draw on my information of Overlord and also help my viewers understand a little bit more about this series, because it is very complex. So before we get started, I do want to give two shout outs to two super thankers. First off, coming in with 10 Canadian dollars, we have Carl Stephanie Bernadelle 8956. This is not the first time this user has donated. Thank you so much for the very generous donation. And then we have Pickle Jar Opener donating 20,000 of a currency. I'm not sure what that is, but thank you so much. Both of them donated on my Apocalypse Bringer Mino Gira video. Thank you so much for those generous donations. Just wanted to give a quick thank you for that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start looking for some good Overlord questions to answer. Oh, okay, this one's a pretty good one. I want to know one thing that's been bothering me a lot. Why did Pandora's actor lose so easily to the dragon armor while collecting info? Why was the head skull he summoned so weak? Would he not have won and still collected info about Riku? That's an interesting question, because from the way you phrased it, you're aware of the fact that the entire point of Pandora's actor being out there in season 4, episode 11, but the whole point of him being there was to try and lure out people that are targeting Ainz or opposing the destruction of the Riestes kingdom. So as for why Pandora's actor didn't immediately go for the win, not entirely true, because you could say in a sense that he did go for the win because he used Grasp Heart on PDL and it didn't work. If it had worked, it would have killed PDL immediately. I think he used that as a test. Ainz probably would lose interest in anyone that dies to the Insta-Death spell, you know, immediately. As for why he didn't go for the win, the whole point of this was to drag out the fight as long as possible, in order to get as much information about PDL as possible. I think also Pandora's actor and Nazarick were interested in learning if there was a group of people maybe around the same strength level. Like, is this person just one individual coming after us, or is it a collective that's coming after us? I just think winning would give him less information than losing, and that's why he was willing to feign defeat. If Pandora's actor was just going full power and just, you know, defeated PDL, you know, they wouldn't get any answers about this. Like, oh, like, where is there a group? Is this just an individual coming after us? We don't know because we beat this guy. Dragging the fight out helped reveal more information than ending the fight prematurely would have. That's my answer to that question, and that's what I think is what they were trying to do. Great question. Okay, another one about the lizard man. Isn't Frostpain supposed to be crafted by a dragon lord? Isn't it hinted as they mentioned their dragon ancestor or something? I'm trying to remember this scene that you're talking about here. I do recall that lizardmen do claim that they're like related to dragons or something, or they're an offshoot of the dragon race or something like that. I think that's mentioned somewhere. Now, as for Frostpain, no, I don't think there's anywhere said that it was made with wild magic. As a matter of fact, it's never verbatim said that it's made with tier magic, but Ainz was able to completely recreate it. I actually feel like I should go kind of in depth here. So do you guys remember in the final episode of season 2 where Ainz pulls out, he calls it Frostpain Modified, and he uses it against Demiurge when they're roleplay fighting as Yaldabaoth versus Momon. So he actually took the original Frostpain from Zaryusu at the end of the Lizardman arc, and then in between volume 6 and 4, he was studying Frostpain, and he was actually able to completely recreate Frostpain like by himself. So it wasn't that he like added some stuff to Frostpain. He literally was able to make a better, stronger copy of Frostpain. My understanding that Frostpain is a tier magic enchanted weapon. There has been some confusion about this because of how the anime, like, it kind of has like some rune-like structures on it whenever it lights up or whatever. Is the Frostpain a rune weapon? It's never mentioned to be a rune weapon. How the anime decided to project that magic or whatever, that's its own decision. But in the light novel, no, Frostpain is never said to be a wild magic creation or a rune weapon. We know Ainz was able to replicate it with tier magic, so that kind of, I think, even reinforces the theory that it's a tier magic weapon. But yeah, I don't remember any mention of it being crafted by a Dragon Lord, and all the evidence points towards it being a tier magic enhanced weapon. So that's what I'm gonna go with. But that's a really great question. Please explain gift NPC. Gifted for conquering the tomb or gift as a gacha gift. Okay, so by gift NPC, I believe you're referring to Gargantua, who is the guardian of the 4th floor, the underground lake. And actually, I don't think it's ever been said exactly what Gargantua was a gift for. From my recollection, it was a gift for conquering Nazarick, which was like, it was a dungeon before it became the guild base for Ainz Ooal Gown. It was a dungeon that was conquered by Ainz Ooal Gown. I think it's possible that Gargantua was a gift they were able to conquer it in one try. So I think maybe it was a bonus gift for that. Or there was another thing. I'm pretty sure that they got some gifts from the devs because Ainz Ooal Gown was able to survive the largest player raid in all of Yggdrasil. I think it was like 1,500 or more players all raided the Great Tomb of Nazarick, and Ainz Ooal Gown, they were able to stop that raid. And as a result of that, they got some rewards from the devs. So I think maybe it could have been from that too. Actually, I think it was from there because I do remember Ainz mentioning that there used to not be a floor guardian on floor 4. So I think Gargantua was a gift NPC as a reward from the devs for Ainz Ooal Gown defeating the 1,500 player raid on the Great Tomb of Nazarick at some point in Yggdrasil's lifespan. I don't know exactly when that took place. It was either that or it was a gift when they conquered the Great Tomb of Nazarick. I truly can't give you one. I don't think it's ever been said exactly when Gargantua was, but I think it might be more likely that it was a gift from the devs after the 1,500 player raid, I think. If it's ever said verbatim what Gargantua was gifted for, let me know. I think it's one of those two things, but I'm not 100% sure. So this is a great question, really digging to the bowels of my information here. You've talked a lot about alternate titles and stories for Overlord. What are some of the official and non-official materials I can look into if I'm interested? Oh boy, there are quite a few of those things. I don't know if you're looking for books, if you're looking for games. I don't really know what you're looking at. I'm just gonna lift off a few of the kind of spin-off things that I can think of off the top of my head. As far as extra content with the light novel, I think the most well-known is the bonus volume, which is the Vampire Princess of the Lost Kingdom arc. That had a limited release though. There's no official Western one, so your options are pretty limited as to where you can get that. There was also the Overlord bonus CDs where there's a couple of extra side stories that take place at certain different points in between different seasons and volumes of Overlord. There's Overlord Escape from Nazarick, which is a game that I'm actually currently playing right now on my channel. Hope you guys could check out those videos if you like that, which is a non-canon story where you play as Clementine after her defeat in season 1 and you're trying to escape Nazarick. There's Overlord Mass for the Dead, which I believe is an alternate universe story. So there's that, which is, it's another game. I don't know, I've never played it myself, but I believe it's an alternate universe take. There's also another bonus chapter that was released with the Robo Holy Kingdom movie, which explains how Ainz got the ghost ship that appears in the Robo Holy Kingdom movie. Those are all the things that I'm thinking of off the top of my head, but there's probably at least a couple more out there. Overlord has a lot of spin-off stuff. A lot of the stuff is region locked to Japan though, so I don't know if you're from the West like I am. If you are, you probably can't get your hands on a lot of those things. Outside of Escape from Nazarick, I'm not entirely sure what of the bonus content you can actually get your physical hands on. But those are some extras that I know exist that if they are available, you can check out. I'm not entirely sure though what's available where. I know several of the things are region locked though. though. If there are 9 world champions, are there also 9 world disasters? To my knowledge, no. That is not how that worked. I know the title of the classes are the same, are similar, but it's not exactly the same as world champion. So this probably goes back to the question about, what's stronger, world champion or world disaster? The title was given out as a reward for winning a tournament in each of the 9 worlds. So you were the world champion of that world by winning that tournament. The world disaster class, how you got that was by killing someone that had it before. It was never said that there was any sort of numerical limit on world disasters. The only thing you had to do was kill the person that had it, and then you got the job class of world disaster. That's it. So no, to my knowledge, there could be more than 9 world disasters at one time. Great question. Oh, this is a great question to end off on. Can Ainz use or cast tier spells from the new world that weren't in Yggdrasil? And can he create new spells like how Evil Eye created hers? Okay, so as for can he do it right now? I don't believe so. Is it possible for him to do those things, to create new magic? I'm pretty sure he actually thought about that in volume 2 somewhere. Actually, hold up one sec. Okay, I had to flip around volume 2 for a little while, but I did find the line here. When he's traveling with the Swords of Darkness, it's like in the beginning parts of their journey towards Karn Village. I'm just gonna read the section here. Nina was walking the perimeter chanting some spell. Alarm was a spell one could cast as a precaution. He said it couldn't cover a very large area, but was worth using just in case. Ainz had squinted. This was magic that hadn't existed in Yggdrasil. Collecting spells that didn't exist in Yggdrasil was one of the jobs he'd given the others, but as a caster, unfamiliar magic awakened his greed. The magic Nina used was like Ainz's, arcane type. The spells even looked just like the ones in Yggdrasil. Ainz had been doing something only characters with the racial skill Dark Wisdom could do to increase the number of spells he could acquire. If I perform a sacrifice ritual, could I get spells that weren't in Yggdrasil? Or is there another way? There are so many things I don't know. So from that line, how we can understand it is that the skill Dark Wisdom that allowed Ainz to increase his spell cap past 300, which is the normal spell cap for a level 100 player, he had to perform a sacrifice ritual in order to do that. So in this scene here, he's wondering if he did that again, would it allow him to learn these spells that didn't exist in Yggdrasil? We don't know, because that point is never touched on again. It's never elaborated on whether or not he experimented with that or something like that. Because of this, and just because around the mechanics that Ainz mentioned, I want to say it's possible if he's able to perform that spell increasing ritual. Maybe he can do it again. Who knows? There's too many unknowns here that are raised in this section of the light novel that just aren't answered. I want to say from the way things are like working though, that it would be possible. It just would require some work, I believe, for that to happen. But truthfully, we don't know for sure. That was a great question, really spinning the gears there on that one. So guys, with that amazing question, we're gonna end off here. Another wonderful round, really good questions, diving into a lot of different aspects about the games and the systems and stuff like that, which are so complex. So lots of justified questions here in this one. So guys, do you have any more questions about the Overlord series? What did you think of the answers? Did this reveal anything new to you guys? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. You know I love to hear from you all. If you wanna see another Overlord Q&A, you gotta like the video to let me know. And if you aren't already, please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out more than you know, and it'll let you know when I post in the future. With that being said, I wanna thank you all for watching to the very end of the video, and I will see you all next time. Bye.